Hey there guys, this is Ripper here, just going over the battleship Tirptiz on the 1v1 Brawl this season, and I believe it's one of the best. As you can see, I'd use Lutjens as a full secondary build commander. If you'd like to support the channel and keep me going, just hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of upcoming videos. So let's get started. So why do I pick this? So the build on the screen here is you can pause it. You can see I like full secondary with a lot of turning capability and the full secondary IFHE build. And you'll see why. So on the first match here, we got us going against the Bismarck, and we're just basically going head on right now, full speed. And you can see the secondaries are opening, and honestly, man, the reason why I think I started playing World of Warships because I just saw all these guns firing, the splashes, the chaos. And I don't know about you, I just love the full secondary build, and with the new Commander rework, as you can tell, and a lot of other CCs that I've been watching, I've said the same thing. It's just not as what it used to be, and it's saddening. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do, make it work. And I'm just going to talk a little bit, maybe in one or two battles, and you can watch the rest for tactics and gameplays and play style that fits your needs and to the type of game style that you like. So hope you enjoy. So right now, as you can see, I begin the turn, and Tirptiz is really great with this. They have these amazing torpedoes, which I believe just gives you an advantage in the game. I mean, look at the HP just knocked down right there, and you kind of just finish it off with either secondaries or your 38mm guns. So this is really awesome here too, is with cruisers, the ability for, again, why I like the IFHE build on secondaries is it just penetrates all that armor. Now, I'm not the best at this. I don't know the specific numbers of armor. I know the magic threshold is 32mm they talk about, and yeah, honestly, with an IFHE build, it really hits under that torpedo hit right there, just giving you that advantage. But the torps are awesome on this ship, but the secondaries are really, I would believe, are the bread and butter. And especially with Lutjens on there, you can definitely get that thing going off. If you get 100 secondary hits, you get it pops the special ability, which reduces the reload time of your secondaries. And man, these secondaries go all the way out to 10, or I believe 11.5 on the Tirptiz, 12.5 I think on the GK Grover Curfirst, and yeah, it's a really awesome build. Again, so as I start on this match against the Massachusetts, which we played a lot of battles against the Massachusetts, which at first I thought would be a really, really good ship for brawling. The Massachusetts has always been my favorite. I think it's one of the top, if not the best, premium Tier 8 battleships out there with the ability to have full secondary builds. As you can see, the secondaries are already going off from the Massachusetts, but with the Commander rework, it just doesn't feel the same as it used to be, where those things were like laser beams and just constantly pummeling, 127mm shells at your opponent. So at this one now, you can see the Massachusetts turns away. Now that's an advantage for me. You're showing broadside and boom right there. You're starting to take massive chunks off. And I just think about, well, let's use the torpedoes and get something off just to reduce his HP. Now I just continue just going straight at it to get in an angle, and angling is the best in this game. And just continue to use the secondaries to my ability to basically wither away and chip away at his health. And yet it's kind of at a disadvantage for the Massachusetts here because he's got to basically maneuver and show broadside to get all his guns to bear, as mine are just still trained on. And you got torpedoes, you got to worry about the torpedoes, the secondaries, rudders breaking there, and now he's just in a jam. So really now, look, his guns are basically turned away. He only has 3 sets of guns in the back now to use, while we have all 8, as well as continuous secondaries, hits and fires, and that's why I love the Tirptiz for this situation. So again, I'm not saying the Tirptiz is the best for everybody. I think it's the best for me in this given situation, and I'm just doing this to give you an idea of how you can play this. That's how I learn. I just watched other people play, learn, and now I'm just giving you just some opinions and maybe tactics and gameplays and procedures here that could help you out to win more games and battles, and it's just pure fun. Honestly, I just do this for fun. This is really just an enjoyable way to practice strategy, tactics, maneuvering, using your brain, exercises your mental thinking. And this is another game against the Massachusetts where you're seeing, wow, okay, what do we do in this situation? This situation we're head on. He doesn't have much room to move coming down the narrow channel, so just launch torpedoes in the only direction he can go and see if we can knock off some HP. And there we go. We knocked out about half right there. So we got it down to half so far with secondaries and torpedoes and a little bit of main guns. And now the thought here is angle. Angle so you can get, well, I just lost half my health there, but you got to angle the best you can. And you can see that Lutjens just activated his special skills, and now we are just brawling. Full secondaries firing at the fastest rate you can think of with, adrenaline rush going, just constant firing. My torps are basically spent right now, so I know I don't have any torps on the left side. I have one on the right side, so you got to keep that in mind. So now I'm going to basically just continue going on, because if I turn, you expose broadside, or just keep pushing on and see what he does. See, again, his two guns are basically facing him useless at this point, so you want to maximize firepower at coming back for any kind of re-attack position to always have that ability to keep on firing. So now what are you thinking now? You're thinking, what can I do to continuously put damage on this ship? So I'm going to turn around. I'm thinking like he's going to go around, and the ship is, like I said, I put the steering mod on it, so it allows us to turn a little faster. Don't really need speed up, slow down capabilities in this situation, because I'm not really fighting 9 other ships or something, or hiding behind islands. I'm just thinking, okay, where is this guy going to go? So you can see I popped the spotter planes, which use everything at your disposal to win. So I pop the spotter plane, figure out where they're going, and we're looking around. You can see you're getting shot down and everything now. Not too worried that they capped. I mean, this brawling doesn't really matter about the capping, because the game's in super quickly unless you're fighting a carrier. But right now, if it's just one-on-one versus a cruiser or a destroyer or a battleship, the games aren't really lasting long to have to cap or do anything. So what we're going to do here is use the islands and basically provide cover first of all, but then turn around, and I know I need the guns on the right side, so I start aiming that way and I start turning around.
Main turret critically damaged.
All right, just speeding up the video a little bit. So I basically turned back around and headed back to the center now. Bad mistake here is showing broadside, because at this point I didn't know exactly where he was at, but I know that I can always turn to angle and avoid his incoming shells. But thank goodness he's actually turning away. And again, turning away in his situation, he's not really facing his guns in any viable way. So that's something to think about. He can only shoot 3 shells right there. I suppose we can shoot 8, and we're on reload. So we're constantly getting ready to fire the next volley, and the secondaries are constantly going. So that's the best thing you want to do, is have maximum amount of firepower going at all times, and just to keep raining hell on this ship, so that you're constantly having to avoid, move, and maneuver just to get away from it all. Now, again, normally in a random battle or a ranked or season, wouldn't be playing like this, showing broadside to a battleship, especially Massachusetts with its 405mm guns. But I would say that the best thing to do right here is just keep all guns trained in this position, because I know that it's only him. I'm not facing destroyers or other battleships or CVs. It's just him or her. Don't know who's playing it, but yeah. So now I know his HP is really, really low. So hey, just pop off a couple of volleys here, and the secondary should finish it up. And this is why it's really important to conserve your health and use your damage control wisely, and just save as much as you can. Now this one's a really good one where we know where he's coming. We got the torpedoes ready. Launch him right off the bat. Just get rid of him, because the torpedoes on the Tirptiz are easily damaged. I mean, you pretty much sneeze on them and you damage them. But just get it off. Set the torpedoes off and forget about it now, because you don't have them anymore for at least a minute while they reload. And there we go. You can see how much damage is taken off right there. Again, begin angling. So we started angling away at least 45 degrees roughly around here, and just aim. I thought about the Citadel, but he's angled too, so that they're smart about it. So we basically just fire and keep raining bullets and shells and everything on them. And you see they're struggling, and we're trying to start fires. IFHE is also penetrating its 32mm deck armor, its 19mm superstructure. So we are taking down a lot of damage. You can see in the top right corner there, the counter is just constantly ticking up like death by a million paper cuts here. But it works. Use anything you can in your playstyle and your arsenal to basically have the advantage of just taking as much HP off that other opponent as you can. And as you can see, I'm just checking to see, hey, what's my range share, or I'm sorry, do I have my secondary skill available? I usually check it to see how many's left. Has a nice and warm, fuzzy feeling. And I fire another volley. I think this one does it right there, Citadel. Because he hit a turn. He can't turn into the island, so he just turned away and exposed the Citadel, and I just maintain my position as a great re-attack. Now, this game right here, matchup is against the Graf Zeppelin, and I was like, wow, I might die really bad in this one because I think CDs are I'm not saying overpowered, but I would say have the advantage in this game, because how did we run in World War II? It was with air power. How did the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor with air power? So in this situation, if it's just one-on-one, it seems like the airplanes have the advantage. But actually, with the full secondary build, I think a lot of the AA actually is enhanced, if you will, better than if I didn't have it. And I didn't put the fighter plane on this. I should have, but I had the spotter plane. But again, it's more about just constant moving. Keep yourself a moving target to put yourself at a very difficult position to strike. I'm not the most maneuverable in this ship, so I'm not really paying attention to where his bombs or torpedoes are coming from. And I'm really just aiming right for the Graf Zeppelin because I know I can only attack him to win the game. I mean, I cap the points, so whatever, just as a backup to win the game if I lose by time. But now I just spot, look at this, just raining destruction of the skies. It's like almost like Iraq in the Gulf War here. Look at that, all that flak and firepower just blasting. Can't wait for the new visual effects coming out. It would look really awesome. Look at that, 17 planes, 18, 19 getting shot down. And now it's just a head-on. I know the Graf Zeppelin has secondaries, but so do I. And we have pretty much the same secondary setup. I don't know if he's built for IFHE or anything, so I'm pretty much firing at full capacity, full speed. I launch torpedoes. Again, use your torpedoes to at least do anything you can to reduce the HP. Now, the carrier can't really control any kind of damage con manually or even heals or health rebuild, if you will. And pretty much you just take them out right there with everything you got. So if you guys like the video, please support the channel, and definitely look forward to seeing you in the next upcoming videos. Cheers!